All right. Good evening. Good morning, leaders from wherever. My name is Manish, and I am the presenter for today. We will start in another 1 minute. Till then, please invite all the team members you have everywhere to join the meeting. We will start in another 1 minute. Please invite all your friends, all your prospects, all your family, all your team members, everyone you know. Everyone must attend this meeting. Okay, so let us start in another 1 minute. All right, welcome, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are joining from. My name is Manish, and I've been given opportunity to start this session today, and I will guide you. So let us start today's session, and people are still joining. So if you have invited someone and you don't see him in the participants list, just send them a reminder that the meeting has started, right? So you must invite all your friends, all your prospects, all the people who you want to join with you in this wonderful opportunity, because we are about BTC accumulation today, right? My name is Manish, and I belong to India. I belong to India. That is a beautiful country. Since the last 1 year, I've been in this wonderful platform, and I'm here to discuss about the accumulation today, right? So let me share my screen and let us start. And I will request all of you. In between, I will keep on asking some questions to you related to the slides you see. So if you are a good participant, you must reply to each and every question, right? So that the session should be interactive. It should not be boring. It should not be boring, and we all will enjoy. Okay, if we all participate, we can enjoy. So let me share my screen, and someone can just confirm that my screen is visible and my voice is loud and clear. Can someone confirm? Let me check in the chat. Let me check in the chat. Okay. Can someone confirm my voice is coming good and you see my screen also? Can you see the screen that I'm sharing? I hope you can see the screen. Right. Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So let us keep talking in the chat also, right? So today we are about to discuss about a wonderful, wonderful concept called BTC accumulation. And it is so important that everyone should listen to it, should understand, and should learn this again and again and again, right? So that is why on every Wednesday we share this wonderful knowledge with you, right? So let us start. We all want to let us start with a small thought. Want to become wealthy, right? I hope you all want to become wealthy. And for a person to become rich and wealthy, for a person to become rich and wealthy, two major things are required that he should consider, that he should focus on. Number one, how is he earning his income? At from which source is he earning the income? How is able to earn a income? Because unless you are not earning from somewhere, you cannot think about investing and accumulating, right? If you have a good source of income, then only you can become rich, and it depends on which quadrant do you fall. So this is a world famous cash flow quadrant that was designed by world famous author Mr. Robert Kiyosaki in his first best selling Rich Dad Poor Dad. If you have not read about that, you can go and search in the market. You will find this book. This is a bestseller book, right? So in this cash flow quadrant, he explained that out of all the people in the world who work for money, there are only four ways to produce an income. There are only four ways to create an income. First, either you can be an employee, or you can be a self-employed person. What is difference? Employee is someone who's working for someone else. He's doing a job. You have a boss, you have a senior, and you're working for him 8 hours a day or 10 hours a day, and you get a salary. So that means you are employee. And if you are an employee, there must be some employer also. If you are an employee, you are working for a company as a boss also. That company has a CEO also. And that person who owns the company, he is a business owner, right? So these are two connected in this way. Third category that we see in the left side, that is self-employed person. Self-employed person don't work for any company or any person. They work for themselves because they acquire a certain skill. They have a little greater skill than others, so that they can use to earn a living. Some of you may be from medical background, so you see doctors, you see specialists, also some someone they may be a good lawyer advocate, or someone is a chartered accountant. So these people have greater knowledge, so they work for themselves. They have their own office, they have their own agency, and they are self-employed, right? They're not businessmen because they still work alone. What is difference between a businessman and a self-employed person or an employee? The left side, the two people on the left side you see here, they work for themselves, they work alone. But on the people that belong to business owner sector uh, section, they are the one who don't work alone. They make a good team. They make a good team of people. They employ some people, and they work together, right? And the business owners earns from the uh, collective effort and other people's time and other people's efforts also, right? So in this way, business owners is the one who can leverage from other people's efforts and time. The fourth category that belongs to Yes. So if you are into Royalq, you are so lucky, you are so blessed that you belong to the top fourth sector, top sector, that is investors section, and these are the people who are super rich and super wealthy. If you ask me, who's the person who's earning the most among all these four people, who's the person who is earning the most? So you can see a self-employed person earns more than a employed person, because he has a little uh, greater skills than an employee. Still, a business owner can more than all these two. He can earn more than these two, more than an employee, and also more than an employed person. But an investor is the one who can earn even more than all three of them, right? So that is why we see a lot of investors who are already billionaires in the market, right? But they are not too many of them. There are not too many of them, because in this theory, another thing that Robert Kiyosaki explained is that the 95% of the world's population, 95% of the world's population, they lie in the left side of the quadrant. Either they are employed or self-employed. This is the 95% of all the people in the world. And only 5% belong to the right section. Either they are business owners, or they are investors. This is the right sector. Okay. So this is true, because this has been proven. And another fact that we should also understand, out of all the wealth that is available in the world, 95% is into the right side of this quadrant. Means that the business owners and the investors, they have the ownership of almost 95% of all the wealth in the world, and only 5% wealth is in the left side of the quadrant. Either they are employed or self-employed. So why this is so much difference in the proportion of the wealth that is shared by all these four people? Why there is so much uh, inappropriate, you can say, appropriate distribution of wealth? Because of the fact that if you are into left side quadrant, if you fall into the left side quadrant, you are an active earner. You are earning an active income. You are just earning an active income. Means if you go to work, then only you will be able to earn a living. If you don't go to your work for some days, cannot you cannot think of earning a money, right? Because even if you are a person who is doing a job, or you are self-employed, maybe you are a doctor, or you are a advocate, maybe you are a plumber, or an electrician, or maybe you are a barber. Anyone who is self-employed, he doesn't earn a single money if he doesn't go to his work, because his income is dependent on the time of the hours of time that he goes to work, that he works. So income is directly proportionate to your time. So that is common. The time is common for all the people, even for you, even for me. We all have only 24 hours in a day. Does anybody has more than 24 hours in a day? Even the richest person in the world, even the richest person in the world, he also has 24 hours. And the poorest person in the world, he also has 24 hours. The what is the difference between the two? If if the both of them can work 24 hours, not more than 24 hours, then why is the richer person richer, and poor people get poorer and poorer? That is because of this fact that the rich people, the people who are into the right side of the quadrant, they know the skill to multiply their money. They know the skill to multiply their money. They are not they are not limited to 24 hours. Even they can earn uh, more than 24 hours a day, even much more than 24 hours a day, because they are the people who make other people work for them. If you are a business owner, if you have a company, a small company, maybe a little medium sized company, and you have employed, suppose 100 people in your company, 100 people are working for you, and each of the 100 people are giving you 10 hours or 8 hours, suppose 8 hours of work, 9 to 5 they are working for you. So every person you have, all the 100 people, they are giving you 8 hours of their work, and you are earning from them, and you are giving them salary for their 8 hours. Still you are able to multiply your income, because in every 24 hours, more than 800 hours are being working for you. You are getting an income that is proportionate to 800 hours a day. But nobody has 20 more than 24 hours. Even nobody has a single minute more than 24 hours. Still a business owner is able to earn for more than 24 hours, maybe 800 hours a day or 1000 hours a day. Because he's not working alone, he's working together with a team. So if you are into a business that uh, you are working alone, then you are not a business person, you are still a self employed. And if you are a business owner who has other people working for you, maybe two people, maybe five people, maybe you have 10 people, or maybe you have 100 people in your company that you are employing them and you are giving them salary, then you can leverage their time. That is the skill, that is the secret of becoming rich. If you can multiply your time, and you are able to earn more than 24 hours a day, then only you can think of becoming rich. So either you can start a business of your own, or you can become an investor, because an investor is the one who's different from all these three. He doesn't work for a single hour a day. He doesn't work for he doesn't goes to work for some other company or his own company, because he can make his money work for him. His money is working for him. He is investing his money to work from him, and he is able to multiply the money using his own business skills. So that is why an investor who's investing into some good businesses, some good projects, he is able to leverage the power of multiplication of money. So if you want to become rich, first thing you should first thing you should note down, that if you want to become super wealthy and super rich, the first thing you need to do, in whichever quadrant you are, if you are into the left side of the quadrant, you must do something to move towards the right side of the quadrant. You must do something to move towards the right side of the quadrant. Either you can start a side business, or you can work for some extra hours, or you can think about investing into some good projects, right? So we will talk about what are the good options that are available, and which is the best option to invest our money if you want to become an investor. But first thing you should focus on is to move your source of income from left side to the right side. Okay, that is the one thing. Another thing, another thing, that is the main reason why rich people keep on becoming richer and richer every year, and the poor people, they become poorer and poorer every year. the the main difference behind this problem is that the rich people, suppose I write rich here and poor here, these are the rich people and these are the poor people. So if you belong to the left side of the quadrant, don't take it to your heart. I'm not calling you a poor person, but that what is the I'm just trying to explain what is the difference between a poor mindset and a rich mindset. a poor mindset and a rich mindset. Poor people think about acquiring liabilities. They all the life, they what they do, they earn an income and they spend the main part of their income, the major part of their income, in acquiring liabilities. They purchase liabilities. I will talk about it more, right? But what the rich people do, they have a different mindset. They first invest into acquiring assets. They first think and they first focus on spending their income, the major part of their income, whatever they have, into investing into assets. They purchase assets. They don't like to purchase liabilities. What is difference between an asset and a liability? You must understand. Asset is everything that puts money inside your pocket. Anything that adds to your income, anything that generates revenue for you, anything that you can think that is adding money to your pocket is an asset. Anything. It can be small, it can be big. Everything that is producing money for you, that is a asset. And everything that is taking money outside your pocket, that anything that is taking money from your pocket, that is a liability. So you can think of any small or big thing. If you have a land, and that is not producing any revenue for you, that is a liability. No matter how much big size you have, if still you are spending a little money on it every month or every year, it is your liability because it is not able to produce money for you. And if you use this land for agriculture and you grow your crops, or you hire some people that can help you in this agriculture, then you are able to earn income from that land. That becomes your asset. If you have a house, that is not your asset. If you have a house, that is not your asset because you're not able to earn an income from your house. Instead, you are spending money to maintain that house, to clean that house, pay the electricity bill of that house and for cleaning services every day and every month, because that becomes your liability. But if you use that house to rent out to some people or some company, and they pay you a rental income every month, then only you can call it an asset. So that is the difference between an asset and a liability. So what is a poor mindset? A poor mindset says that we should spend all the money that we have in our in our in our needs and wants. And if we have something left after we spend all into our needs and wants, then we can think about saving it. That is a poor mindset. But what a rich person's mindset says, a rich mindset says that we should first focus on investing into assets. Then, if we have something left, then we can think about using it for our expenses, our liabilities, our needs and wants. So they first focus on investing their money into different assets that then generate income for them, and this way they become richer and richer every year because they acquire assets. So if you want to become rich, even if you are into left side of the quadrant, even if you are into the right side of the quadrant, if you want to become rich, you should focus on building some assets for you. Even if you don't have a good income, still you can think about saving at least 10% of your income every month, 5% of your income every month, according to your capacity, and you must invest it into some assets that can build a second income for you, that can secure your future. I hope you understand my point. Now, what are the different ways we can grow your wealth? This is the second important factor that determines that how how much wealthy are you going to become in future. If you're not, if you're not investing wisely, you may not be able to grow your wealth to a bigger extent, because you must know what is the best way to invest, and which is the best way to grow our wealth, right? So I can give you many examples, and the most common thing that a person does, that if he earns a salary, he gets his salary on the first of every month. Today is the 1st of March, and we are into a new month. So for people who get a salary on first of every month, they first keep all the money for their every month regular expenses, like they want to pay their rent, they want to pay their electricity bill, they have to pay for their grocery, the food, vegetables, they have to pay for their children's education. So these are our needs and wants that we must spend the money. But if you have a rich mindset, you must keep some portion, even 5% or 10% or 20% of your income, and you must save it, and also you must think about investing. So first part is, let me write it down here in a different color. What is the journey of money? You must understand this new thing. If you haven't heard this before, we must we must focus on a few ways we can grow our wealth, right? So first thing that is required is to earn your money. So that I already discussed in the previous slide. Then the next step is save money. How you earn money, that is important, because if you don't earn in a good way, you won't be able to go to the next step, that second step, that you should save some money. And saving is not enough. If you are just saving, you are keeping your money in the same amount. You're not growing it. You are just keeping it aside, and it is not growing. But after you have saved some money, then the third step should be invest your money. These are the three important steps. First, you must earn some money, and the best way to earn, I told you. Second, you should think about saving your money, and third, you should invest your money. And when you are able to invest, then other things also come that I don't want to discuss. That is in the fourth and fifth option, right? So these are the three important things that you must think about, right? How you earn your money, how you save your money, and how much you invest into your money. Then only you will be able to grow your wealth. Okay. So in order to grow our wealth, we have many options, and the most common thing that people do, they go to their bank and deposit some amount of their income every month. They open an account in a bank, and if you have an inflation rate in your country, you can write it down in your chat option, in the chat section. What is the inflation rate in your country? Can I read some comments? What is the inflation rate in country that you are coming from? I don't know about your country. I can tell about India, that is my country. What can anybody tell me, what is the inflation rate in your country? What is the inflation rate in your country? My phone is little hanging. Just bear with me. Till then, I want everyone to write what is the inflation rate in your country. How much is the inflation rate in your country? And in which country you are coming from? See some good comments. You must be sure. You must be sure what is the inflation rate in your country. I'm not asking for ideas that maybe you think it is 2%, maybe you think it is 5%. I'm I'm asking for real answers, actual answers that should be perfect, that should be accurate. What is the inflation rate in your country? Does anybody knows what is the inflation rate in your country? Nobody is asking. Nobody knows. Nobody can tell. You can search on Google also. In your type your country's name and what is the inflation rate in my country. If I tell you about my country, let us continue. If I tell you about my country, is India. In India, it is more than 7.5%. I don't know which country you're coming from and what is inflation rate. You can check on Google what is inflation rate in your country. I think it should not be less than 7%, or maybe it is more than 8 or 9% in your country. In some countries, it is even more than 10%. In my country, it is almost 7.5%. And you know what is the bank interest rate that the bank is giving me if I deposit into a saving bank account? My bank is giving me just 3 or 3.5% every year. Every year. So if I deposit my all my income into my account and I don't withdraw it for a full year, still I'm reducing it by 50%. I'm able to reduce it. I'm reducing it by 50%. That is not a good option, right? So I must think about something, some ways that I can beat this inflation rate. It should be even more than in the inflation rate. Then only the money will grow for me. If you're not increasing your wealth more than this inflation rate, you're not actually growing. You're decreasing. You're depreciating. Just like your value of your car depreciates every year, right? So this is the depreciation that the money is into every year. That is called inflation rate. So if I open a fixed deposit account, a fixed deposit, then my bank is giving me 5% to 7%. Different banks are giving me 5%. Some bank is giving me 6%. Some are even offering me 7%. Still, they are less than the inflation rate. Maybe they can match the inflation rate, but it is not growing money for me. It is not growing. If I invest into gold and silver, maybe I can earn a little more, 1 or 2% more, because 9% is the current growth rate of gold. What about other options? What about other options? Smart options. Some people are little educated. They know what is mutual funds. They invest into stock market. They open SIPs. SIPs are systematic investment plans that every month uh, I will auto that every month it will automatically say take some amount of my income every month, and it will be auto invested into some systematic investment plan. Still, they are giving me 12% to 15% per annum. Every year, my money is growing 12% to 15%. That is good because it is almost double what banks is giving to me. What my bank is giving to me? It is almost double. So I can grow my money if I invest in mutual funds, or I can go to the share market. Maybe I can earn 15%, or maybe I can earn up to 20%. But investing in share market, it is very risky. It is very risky, and just like cryptocurrency, it requires a lot of knowledge and time and experience also, right? So that is very risky. So this is the low risk option that is given to us by mutual funds, right? Still, it is not very good as compared to other options. If I have a good amount of money, I can invest into real estate. Real estate can give me at least 20% return every year. If I'm lucky enough, if I have a good amount of money, that requires a big investment. You cannot start a real estate business with just 50 or $10 or $100 even. That is not a uh, small investment. That is a huge investment. and it is also risky, and it is hard to liquidate also. So these are some limitations, right? Still, I can make my money grow with 20%, up to 20%, 15 to 20%. Now I came to know about a fifth option. A fifth option. The fifth option is cryptocurrency. And when I analyze, when I research about this, how much is this sector giving me? Average growth per year. So average growth that a person can earn every month, that is, you can say, on an average of 10% every month, per month. So we can, if we multiply with 12 months, we can easily earn an annual growth of 1% per annum. Or maybe you can say, on a lower side, it can give you at least 100% per annum. Per year, you can grow your money at least 100%. Is it even near any of these other options? The highest option that I am getting is 20%, and the lowest return that I'm getting is 5%. From 5% to 20%, and what is this option? This option has a potential of giving me a growth of 100%, at least 100%. So you can see in this chart also, this is the crypto, and these are the other options, right? So you can see what is the huge potential and how much difference is there if I invest in crypto. But this is risky. But this was risky. This is not risky, but this was risky till I came to know about Royalq, because Royalq can give me a secure platform without any risk, because it gives me automatic trading, without even I go to market and analyze all the charts, without even I go and sit in the market for 12 hours or 20 hours a day. I can enjoy my freedom, and Royalq can trade for me automatically. And if I am a good trader, I just have to learn how to use this robot efficiently. It can give me from 1%, it can give me 1% to 5% or maybe 10% every day. Every day. And we are earning on 3% time strategy. I hope you all are into this challenge. We are earning at least a minimum of 3% per day. Our leaders are sending us at least 4 to 5 signals every day. And still, if we are trading just one signal a day, we are able to grow our wealth 3%, at least 3% every day. So if you are earning 3% every day in a month, if you are earning 3% every day per day, in a month, you can say you are earning 90% almost per month. And in a year, how much are you earning? You can multiply it with 12. You can multiply it with 12. I'm not good in maths. Maybe you are earning more than 1000% per year. You can earn more than 1000% a year. And I've just keep it to the lower side, that is 100%. So even growing your wealth 1000% a year is possible. If you are good enough, if you want to, if you have a passion, you can grow 1000% per year. Or you can take a 50% of that. You can still grow 500% a year. This is possible because we are earning 3% every day on our signals. If we trade just one signal a day, still you are able to multiply. Okay, so this is the best option that you can think about, the cryptocurrency. It is far, far, far beyond any other option that you can think about. We all know about cryptocurrency. I'm not going into detail. Why cryptocurrency? Because it is a global digital currency. It works on blockchain and it is decentralized finance. And we have compared the growth of Bitcoin, that was the first Bitcoin cryptocurrency, with all the top companies in the world. You can see these are the top companies in the world. These are not small companies. Amazon, Tesla, Apple, S&P, Google, Microsoft, and Gold. These are all the top companies in the world that someone can think about to invest. If you want to become an investor, you can think about these companies because these are the top performing companies in the world. Still, we can see Bitcoin has outperformed each and every company in the world. The highest growth, the highest growth you can see is with Tesla. Tesla has shown a highest growth of 12,000%. 12,000%. It is here, Tesla. And what about Bitcoin? Bitcoin has given almost 6 million percent growth. Almost 6 million percent growth in just 10 years. This is 10 years growth. The richest company in the world has given 12,000% growth in the last 10 years. The richest top company in the world. All other are below it. And a single cryptocurrency out of all the 22,000 plus cryptocurrencies in the world, I am just taking example of one cryptocurrency that was the first one, that was Bitcoin. It has grown 6 million percent, more than 6 million percent. So isn't it a good reason that we should start investing into Bitcoin? So let us now study about a beautiful chart of Bitcoin. This is the most interesting and the most important chart that you will ever see in your life, in all your life. This is called Bitcoin stock to flow chart. Stock to flow chart. Before I try to explain this, I want to ask you one question. If not me, if God comes to you in your dream, if God comes to you today in your dream, and if he asks you, whichever God you know, if he comes to you and he asks you that I can give you a superpower, I can give you superpower that you can see the future, what would you do? What would you do? If you are able to see the future, who wants to see the future? Who wants to see the future? The people who want to see the future, you must reply in the chat option. You want to see the future. I can help you see the future. I'm not God, but I can help you see the future in another 2 minutes or 5 minutes or maybe 10 minutes. If you stay with me another 10 minutes, I can help you see the future. Every one of you, each and every one of you. Who wants to see the future? If you want to see the future, just write, I want to see the future. I want to see the future. Who wants to see the future? Are you the one who want to see the future? Because somewhere God is reading your mind. Somewhere God is reading your mind. And if you say today that you want to see the future, maybe he can give you the superpower. He cannot give you the superpower, but maybe he can give you the vision that you can see the future. At least one vision, that is enough. That is sufficient. One vision is sufficient. If you have a single power to see the future, you will be able to make millions and billions of wealth for you. Right. Lovely. Wonderful audience. Everyone is typing. I want to see the future. Let us go to the beautiful chart where we are able to see the future. I can help you. I can help you. how you can see the future right now, right? So just focus on this chart another 10 or 12 minutes, and I will try to explain how you can see the future, right? Maybe I I have been given this opportunity to help you see the future, right? So this is the Bitcoin stock to flow chart, right? This is the Bitcoin stock to flow chart. And you, when you see here, this line is indicating the year. These are the years, right? If you cannot see properly, you can rotate your mobile device if you are into mobile and make it full screen, or you can double tap on your mobile to make it full screen, right? You must understand and see this on the full screen, right? Or if you are on a laptop, then it is very good. You have to read all these facts, right? So in the bottom line, see here, these are the time intervals of 1 year, right? And if you see here on the left side line, these are the price range of Bitcoin, right? This is the journey of Bitcoin, and the prices you see here are into multiple of tens, are into multiple of 10. The first price you see here is 0.01. Then we have 0.1, then $1, then $10, then $100, and 1,000, and so on, right? You see here, these are the multiple of tens. These are the prices, and these are the years. And this is showing the journey of Bitcoin since the year started till today. This is where we are. See 2023 here. Can you see 2023 here? We are here. We are here. And exactly we are here. Okay, got it? And it started from this year. When does it started? It started in 3rd January 2009. 3rd Jan 2009. It was a historical moment in the history of the world. The first blockchain and the first cryptocurrency was launched. And the person who started he is called Mr. Satoshi Nakamoto. Nobody knows who Satoshi Nakamoto, whether he's a man or a woman or a group of people, whether he's an African, whether he's a American, whether he's a Chinese, he's an Indian, he can be a Japanese, anyone. Nobody knows who is he. But he started this first cryptocurrency on the first blockchain in the year 2009. And that changed the history of the world. That changed the history, right? So what was written when he launched the blockchain? He wrote a white paper. You can go on internet and read the white paper. Anyone can access to that. If you read the white paper, he has explained all the details of the Bitcoin, all the details, and the important things that we need to consider. He explained that after every 4 years, there will be a special event that is called Bitcoin halving. After every 4 years. Can you see here? These are 4 years. After again 4 years, this was the second Bitcoin halving. This was the first one. This was the second one. This is the third one, right? And in between, we have 4 years in between, right? So we have already seen last three Bitcoin halvings. And this is the fourth Bitcoin halving. When it is going to happen, it will happen in 2024. Just 1 year after. Today is 23. Just 1 year is left in the next Bitcoin halving, right? So why this Bitcoin halving is so important? I'm not going into deep explaining what is exactly the technical aspect of Bitcoin halving, but you must understand why it is important. Why it is important, right? So if you see this line, we have divided this chart into 4 parts, and using this wonderful event, important event, that is Bitcoin halving. So there is an era before a Bitcoin halving, and after that the era is changed. We see a era here, and this is the second era after the first Bitcoin halving, right? And so on. So the first era, that was called a pioneers era, because that was the time the Bitcoin was just launched. Nobody knew what is it. Nobody was taking it seriously. But some people started mining it. Some people started mining it, and they were able to generate new bitcoins, and they are earning a mining reward. That was their income, right? So nobody was trading it. Nobody was using it for any other thing. But we saw that the price of Bitcoin, as the popularity increased, it started to rise. It started to rise, and it touched to a all-time high point somewhere around this. If you see this price chart, that is just above $10. Maybe it is 14 or $15 per Bitcoin. That was the first all-time high. All-time high. Can you believe if I tell you, for the first 3 years, the year 1 to the third year of Bitcoin, the first 3 years of Bitcoin, the price was just below $1. It was around $0.4 per Bitcoin. Per Bitcoin. For the first 3 years, it was below $1. And in the fourth year, around here, it touched an all-time high of around $15. $15 per Bitcoin. So this created interest, and more people started to invest in Bitcoin. But what happened when it touched all-time high point? The prices started to fall down, right? But still, there were new people who were started buying. So the prices were going up. Slowly, it was going up. But what was the important event that happened? A first Bitcoin halving happened in the year 2012. 2012. That was the first halving. And what was the effect of that halving? Immediately after that, you see the prices are going up. The prices started to a bull run. That is called bull run. Immediately after the halving, the prices started to rise. And it touched a new all-time high. Can you see here? If you are here in this era, the second era, that is called spectacular era, you will be the happy person to know that if you invested when the Bitcoin was at the highest point here, you see here, it is $15. And now the Bitcoin has touched this point, and how much is it? It is more than $1,000, $1K per Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that you purchased at the highest price, $15 per Bitcoin, still it is a worth of $1,000 per Bitcoin. You will be the happiest person in this era. Can you see this? This was the first all-time high. This was the new all-time high. And it was much higher than all the previous prices. But as usual, after the new all-time high, the Bitcoin prices started to fall down again. But people were waiting for the next halving to happen. That happened in the year 2018. And again, what was the effect of the halving? The prices started to rise again. And as expected, the prices touch a new all-time high, which was around, if you connect this to the price here, more than $10,000. So think about a person who purchased a Bitcoin here when it was all-time high at $1,000 per. Still, his Bitcoin is more than 10 times, is 10x in value, $10,000 or above per Bitcoin. So this was the first all-time high. This was the second. This was the third. And then, as usual, the prices started to fall down. But people knew that the next halving is coming. We have already seen the last. What was the impact of the last two Bitcoin halvings? We already witnessed that. For those people who had this knowledge, can you see here? Even before this portion, can you see here? Even before the Bitcoin halving, maybe 1 year before the halving happened, the Bitcoin prices was already going up, already going up. Because now people knew that this is going to be a good opportunity. This is a good opportunity. We can buy when the market is down, and we can multiply it many 10 times or maybe 100 times when the next Bitcoin halving happens. And it happened. The last Bitcoin halving that we saw was the year 2020. So the people who are into cryptocurrency before 3 years, you must have seen in the year 2020, a Bitcoin halving happened, right? And what was the effect? Immediately, the prices started to go up. You see here, and it touched a new all-time high here. And can you imagine the new all-time high? The first Bitcoin, the first all-time high was around $10. $10. The second all-time high was around $1,000. $1,000. The third all-time high, it was around $12,000. You see here? And this was the last and the all-time high. That was around 69,000 per Bitcoin. Can you imagine? It was even more than expected. 69,000 per Bitcoin. It was trying to touch 100,000, but due to some negative news in the market, many crashes, it could manage to touch just 69,000. Still, it is much higher than all the previous all-time highs. So if we try to analyze this, what is the message this chart is giving to us? If you try to analyze this chart, you will have this superpower that you can see the future. If you just analyze this chart, if you know how to analyze this chart, I can help you, right? I can give you a few points. The first point, you can see that after every halving, a new all-time high is created. And the new all-time high is much higher than all the previous all-time highs. You see here. So if we enter into the next era, that is called a government era, and after the next halving, which is happening in another 1 year, we are just going to see in after 1 year, the next halving is coming. It is not very far. Just 1 year has been left. And if this continues, if this journey continues and we see a new all-time high, that will be much higher than the previous all-time high, that was 69,000. Can you see the future now? The next all-time high that we will see in the coming 1 or 2 years will be much higher than all the previous all-time high, and the previous all-time high was 69,000. So this proves that the next all-time high after the next halving will be even more than 69. This is the first fact that we must understand. Second thing, if you see a pattern here, do you see a pattern here? Before every halving, after the Bitcoin has touched the all-time high, the market falls down. Before every halving, maybe 1 year before, maybe 1.5 years before, the Bitcoin prices started to fall down. Before every halving, we see a bear season. We see a bear season before every halving. Do we see a bear season before the second halving? Do we see a bear season before the second halving? This was the second halving. This was the first halving. Do we see a bear season before? Yes, we see. What did we saw before the third halving? Did we see a bear season? Yes, it was. And before the fourth halving, which is coming the next year, are we not into a bear season right now? In the last 1 year, are we not into a bear season? Yes, we are. So this is a clear pattern that before every halving, we see a bear season. And if we see this from an investor's point of view, just think about it from an investor's point of view. We are given an opportunity, a golden opportunity to buy Bitcoin at the lowest price that is possible before we see and enter into the next halving. Because next halving will automatically give us a bull season. After the next halving, we will enter into a bull run. But we are given this opportunity before every halving, 1 year or 2 years before every halving. And we are into this opportunity phase right now. But only the people who realize this and understand this opportunity will be able to take the maximum advantage. Not all of you, not all of us. Only those people who understand the importance of this time, this opportunity that we are into, they will take advantage. And some people will just keep thinking, because only the action takers are the money makers. Those who take action in this bear season, they will make money in the next season when we enter into the bull run. And it is not very far away. Just 1 year is left. The 1 year is left. So only those people who understand this opportunity will able to cash it. Because we know after every halving, we see a bull run, a bullish season. And after the next halving, we will witness a bullish season. So when is the best time to purchase Bitcoin? In the bear market or the bull market? When is the best time? When the prices are at the bottom or at the highest? The best time from an investor's point of view is when the market is at the bottom. The best time. And investors, some people who are amateurs, they cry when they see a bear market. They cry in the bear market. But an investor who understands this fact, he's so excited that the prices are at the bottom. He can buy more coins at a lower price. With the same amount of investment, he can buy and accumulate more coins, because he knows what is going to happen after this next halving. I hope you can understand this. And out of you, all the people who are listening to me, only some will take advantage. Only some will understand. Some will still keep on thinking. But only the people who take action now, they will be the happiest person in the next season. So it is up to you. Are you an action taker? Are you an action taker or a thinker? If you are just a thinker, you will keep thinking for the next 1 year or 2 years. And then you will see the other people who are enjoying and sharing their wealth, sharing their results. And then you will regret. If I had taken it seriously, I was also given the same opportunity as the other person. I was also given the same opportunity, but I lost it. Right? So if you see this opportunity right now, this is the best time to invest and enter into the market and start accumulating more and more of Bitcoin. Start accumulating more and more of Bitcoin. Because if you see here, can you see a blue line crossing all the candles here? I'm highlighting it for you. Can you see a blue line here? This is a trend line. This is not drawn by me. This was drawn by some big experts, some good experts, right? And they draw that trend line to indicate what is going to happen in the future. And if you just follow this trend line, because we have to follow this trend line. Why? Because Bitcoin is following this trend line. Can you see? Bitcoin is going up and touching this again and again. It is touching it again and again because Bitcoin is respecting this trend line. And if you follow this trend line, what is it saying? What is it saying? That it is saying the next all-time high is going to happen around here. And if you connect this with this price range, it shows the next all-time high will be more than $1 million per Bitcoin. Can you believe it? Even if you don't believe it, it is going to happen. It doesn't care if you believe it or not. It doesn't care. But the most expert traders in the world, the most experienced investors of Bitcoin in the world, they believe it, and they say that after the next halving, Bitcoin will see a new all-time high and it will be more than $1 million per Bitcoin. This will be in the next all-time high. This will be the next all-time high. And if you believe some of the investors, they are already into this belief, the next all-time high can be more than $5 million per Bitcoin. Some even say that it can go above 5 million also. But still we can easily see here that it can cross 1 million in coming 1 or 2 or maybe 3 years. It is going to happen after this next halving that we are just about to reach. So if you start today, if you know this thing, if you have now see the future, if you can see the future now, the next all-time high will be $1 million or above. If you see this future, what is the best thing you should start today? What is the best thing you should think about starting today? You are an action taker. If you are an action taker, the most important action that you can take today is to start and accumulate. Start accumulating more and more and more of Bitcoin when it is in the bottom price, when it is in the low price. Because we will not see this opportunity again in our life. We will not see the opportunity again. This is the golden opportunity that you must not miss, because we missed the opportunity when it was $10 per Bitcoin. We were not so lucky. We missed the first one. We missed the opportunity when it was around $1,000 per Bitcoin. We also missed the opportunity when it was $10,000 per Bitcoin. But please don't miss when the price is just around 23,000 per Bitcoin. 23,000 per Bitcoin. You are into that opportunity. You miss the first one, you miss the second one, you miss the third opportunity also. But please don't miss this time, because the next time you see this opportunity, maybe the price will be above 1 million. Maybe some of you will not be able to accumulate more. We are given this opportunity by God, and we are at the right time, at the right place, at the right opportunity. So if you are an action taker, don't miss this thing. So the only thing that you should think, you should dream, you should always keep your mind on focus, that is to accumulate, how to accumulate more and more of BTC. How to accumulate more and more of BTC. And when I talk about how to accumulate, now I will also help you to understand how you can accumulate more and more of Bitcoin, right? For that, we are so lucky, we are so blessed that we have this wonderful solution, that is Royalq, that gives us this opportunity to accumulate more and more of Bitcoin, even if you have a little capital, even if you don't have capital to purchase one full Bitcoin. Even if someone says, I'm not able to purchase one Bitcoin, that is around 23 or 25, 24,000 right now. Even if you don't have capital to start purchasing one Bitcoin, you can still start with a small capital. And I will show you the way that how Royalq can help you in accumulating more and more of Bitcoin. So before we go to Royalq, there are 80 action takers in the chat option. If you are an action taker, let me see who are the action takers in the audience. If you are the action taker, just write 80. Just write 80. I can see 30 people are here almost. Out of you 30 people, who are the action takers? If you are an action taker, I want to see an 80. 80, 80, 80. I'm counting, are these 10 or 20 or 30 action takers? If I see more than 15 action takers, I will tell you how you can be able to accumulate more and more of Bitcoin using Royalq. Ruben, it is not 80 of 80, it is 80. A for apple and T for train. Action takers. 80 stands for action takers. Right. Someone is asking, please tell us using 200 USDT. I will tell you, sir. And just stay with me for another 20 minutes or maybe 15 minutes. I will try to make it fast. And we are going now into Royalq, right? But before we go to Royalq, this was the most important thing that I wanted to share. Why we need to accumulate, right? Why your why should be clear. If your why is clear, you can find out how. But if your why is not clear, you will not be able to find out how you can do it, right? So first thing you should be clear about, that is your why. So let us go now into the how part. And for that, we have this wonderful tool called Royalq. Let us go to Royalq first. And I will take you to the journey, right, of accumulating. So our purpose is, what is our purpose? Our purpose is to accumulate. But you can have two different purposes. If I ask you, what is your purpose of using Royalq? Why are you using, why are you into Royalq? Maybe you have two kinds of purpose. If you ask me, I also have these two purposes. I have two purposes. Number one and number two. Number one is to earn a daily income. Your first purpose can be to earn a daily income because you want an extra income. You're not satisfied with your present income. You want a daily income. You want to earn more so that you can live a better life and give your family all the things that they want, right? So you want a daily income. And your second purpose now should be, maybe your second purpose was not before, but now after you understand all these things, your second purpose should also be to accumulate more and more of Bitcoin. Your second purpose should be to accumulate also. So you should not focus only on one. You should not focus on any one. You should focus on both two purposes. I'm not asking don't go for the first purpose. That is also important, because even only if you are able to earn a daily income, then only you can add and accumulate more and more of Bitcoin. Because unless you earn something, you cannot able to save it. Right? So for different purposes, we have different markets here and different ways to solve these purposes. To earn a daily income, the best way is to, that I already told you, signals. Trade on signals. Every day you will be able to earn a minimum of 3%. If you trade on signals that we provide, your daily income cannot go below 3% every day. That depends on your capital. How much capital do you have, right? You will earn 3% daily, right? That is sure. And if you also want to add the second purpose of accumulating BTC, then you want to go to the second market and solve your second purpose. So in Royalq, we have different kinds of market for different purposes. You see a USDT market here. There is also a BTC market here. There is also a Ethereum market here. You see this? These are the three different markets we have. And each market has its own purpose. What is common between the three markets? The common thing is it helps you to accumulate. My pen is not working, maybe. Just give me 1 second. Sometimes my phone gives and doesn't allow me to write. Okay. I hope you can see the screen now, right? So we have three different markets in Royalq: USDT market, BTC, and Ethereum market. And the purpose of all the markets are the same. It's the same purpose. USDT market helps you to accumulate more and more of USDT. BTC market helps you to accumulate more and more of BTC. And Ethereum market helps you to accumulate more and more of Ethereum. Right? So whichever market you go, the purpose is same. You want to accumulate that currency, right? So if you want to accumulate USDT, you can go to USDT market and trade, right? And if you want to go and accumulate BTC, you have to go to the BTC market. But we all know USDT is a stable coin. USDT is a stable coin. So there is no good thing to accumulate USDT, because we know it is a stable coin. Its value will not increase even if you hold it for the next 12 years or 20 years. It will be the same value. But we know that BTC is a wonderful currency that has been increasing in value since the last 14 years. It has increased almost 6 million% growth. So the best currency to accumulate is BTC, not USDT. If you want to earn a daily income, you can go to USDT and trade on the signals that we provide. But if your purpose is to accumulate BTC and don't withdraw it for the next 1 year or 2 years, you just have to save it and keep on accumulating it. then you must go to this market, BTC, right? So let us go to the second market, BTC. And what we see here, we have six different pairs here, right? We see these are the different pairs we can use for trading. The common thing is the base currency is BTC. You see, we have a BTC base currency. So first thing you need to start with is you need some base currency of BTC inside your wallet, right? You need some BTC inside your wallet. So if you don't have BTC, the first step you should take, go to your exchanger and buy BTC with the USDT that you have. If you have some USDT, depending on your capital, go and buy all the BTC that you can. Okay. And with that BTC, we will start a trade to accumulate, right? So in order to accumulate, how Royalq can help you? Suppose you are trading on this coin. Suppose you are trading on why my pen is not writing? I don't know. My pen is misbehaving sometimes. I don't know what is the reason. Let me do again. Okay. Am I audible? Can you see me? See my screen and hear my voice clearly? I hope my voice is coming and the screen is showing. Right now, I'm not sharing the screen, but previously I was. I hope you can see when I share. Okay. So I will take your questions in the end. I will take your questions in the end. If someone is asking how can I buy BTC, that is very simple. You can buy using Royalq also, and you can buy using your exchanger also. If you want to go from exchange, you can go and convert. If you don't know how to buy, just go to convert and convert your USDT into BTC. And if you don't know how to go to and convert option, your senior, your upline will be able to help you, because I'm not teaching all the technical things here. So let us stick to the topic. So there are two ways to convert. First, you can go to your exchanger and find the convert option. If you have any other coin, even if you don't have USDT, you have some other cryptocurrencies, and if you want to convert them to BTC, the exchange will be able to convert them. Or you can go to Royalq. Just go to USDT market. Just go to USDT market, and in USDT market, search for BTC. Search for BTC. This is the second way. Search for BTC here and create martingale. Create next, and just buy BTC from here. Okay, just buy BTC, because you're not going to trade it. So just you can buy with all your if you go to trade setting, you can buy with all you can put your all your capital here. Suppose you have $200, you can keep your $200 here and open one margin call and buy. You can even set a preset price to buy at a lower price, right? So I will not go into detail, but you can be able to buy from Royalq also, right? So Royalq will help you buy at either one time, or maybe you can open margin calls and you can buy it several times, right? In the decreasing, falling market. But after that, if you have BTC and suppose you are using Royalq to buy, then close the trade, right? Don't open the trade, just pause it. After you have BTC, just pause the trade, because otherwise you won't want to disturb the trade. So just buy BTC and start with the second trade in BTC market, right? So I will go to the BTC market here and let me explain how this is going to work. So suppose you have this coin ADA oblique BTC. That means your base currency is BTC. Your base currency is BTC and you want to trade on ADA, right? So this you have, this you don't have before you start, right? You have plus and minus, right? So how will it work out? When the price of ADA falls down, the robot will go and buy more and more of ADA. Again, it falls down, it keeps falling down, it keeps on buying ADA for you. It is using BTC to buy. Don't forget, it is not using USDT to buy, it is using BTC to buy ADA for you when the price of ADA is falling. So that means your BTC is going to be minus and ADA is going to be plus. ADA is increasing and BTC is decreasing. You are buying ADA and using BTC to buy. I'm sorry, my phone is not working properly. So let me close some apps before. Maybe it can work better. Let me close. Let me close all the other apps. Okay. Maybe now it can work. Let me share. And let's go to Royalq again. So let us understand how BTC market is going to help you to accumulate more and more of BTC, right? So I was telling you have ADA. If you have BTC and you want to accumulate more BTC, what you do? Just open any of these coins, any of one trade. Suppose, for example, I took ADA. You can take any other. So how is it going to work? You have now BTC, you don't have ADA. When the price of ADA falls down, it will go and buy ADA for you. Again, it falls down, it will go and buy again. So it will keep on buying till the ADA price is going up. Till the ADA price is going up. So when it goes up, you are into profit and the robot will sell all the ADA and give you back your BTC. It give you back your BTC. But the trick is, suppose you start with one BTC. I'm just giving an example. You won't be starting with one BTC. I'm just taking an example. Suppose you start with, okay, sir, let me take you, let me explain you in a different way. Suppose you have $1,000 worth of BTC. This is BTC, but it has a value of $1,000, right? And you open a trade on this ADA oblique BTC. So after it sells all the ADA for you and gives you back your BTC with suppose 5% profit, suppose you earn a 5% profit, you will not have $1,000 of BTC. You will now have $1,050 of. So in this way, you will have more coins now, because when we trade in the USDT market, our profit that we earn is in form of USDT. But if we trade in BTC market, we get a profit in form of BTC. We get a profit in form of BTC. So let me check if I can show you. Let me first check. No, it is not sold. Okay. So let us go and see what are the trade settings that you need to understand, right? So this is how the trade is going to work. It will go and buy some other coin using your BTC, but when it gives you the profit, it will give you a profit in form of BTC only. So that is going to increase your BTC again and again. That way you are able to accumulate more and more of BTC using this trade option, right? So suppose we take another coin, and just to explain to you, suppose I create LTC. Let me take you to the trade setting. Let me first check it is the original one. Yeah, this is okay. So we are here. You can come here. You can reach here yourself. Just open the trade of any coin in BTC market. So we have just selected any random coin. This is not a particular coin, just random coin from the BTC market. And we are going to trade settings now. So how will you be able to set the trade? So if you are not taking notes, just take out your pen and paper and start to write down now, because this is some figures you need to remember, right? Some important settings you need to remember. So if you are a newcomer, if you don't know how to set the trade, if you are just started, you don't have much knowledge, and you don't have any senior also to support you, to guide you, you don't have to worry. Even if you are alone, you don't have to worry. Just go to Royalq, go to BTC market, open any coin in BTC market. Royalq is so smart and so kind, it gives you the best setting as a default setting. Royalq says you don't need anyone's help to change anything here. I will give you the default setting. You don't have to change, and it is the best setting. So these are the best settings that you will get when you start to set any trade, and you will see these default settings as it is. You don't need to change anything, right? It is very easy. You don't need to change anything. The only thing you need to change is according to your capital. How will you accumulate according to your capital, right? So in these figures, you don't need to change anything. The first buy amount is already given, 0.0002. So just the first thing you need to do, just remember this thing. I will ask you again, what is the first buy? So those people who are listening to me attentively, just remember this. I will ask you again, 0.0002. Don't forget, right? So this is the first buy. This is the minimum that you need to start a trade in BTC market. And you will be happy to know what is the minimum first buy in USDT market. If you are trading in USDT market, the minimum first buy here, you already know it is $15. You cannot trade below $15. That is the minimum first buy in USDT market, right? But you will be happy to know if you go and convert this 0.0002 into USDT, it is just around $4. You don't need $15 to start the trade. You just need $4 to start this trade. Isn't it good? Isn't it a happy news? You just need $4, around $4 to start this trade. That is the first buy-in amount, right? But don't trade if you have just $4. You will be crying, right? This is just the first buy. The margin call limit, it is already given 7. Don't change it. If you have capital, don't change it, right? $7, it should be the minimum. Don't go below. You can increase it if you have more capital. The whole position take profit is 1.3. It is sufficient. Maybe you can reduce it to 1.1. If you take little profit, you will earn many profits every day, right? The whole position take profit callback is okay. This is okay. This is okay. This is okay. Don't change anything. Buy and callback, you can reduce it. Maybe you can take 0.2 or 0.1. This should be minimum. Other things are okay. Strategy period should be cycle. Strategy should be cycle mode, because we are trading on a long term, on a cycle mode. This is not one shot. This is not one shot, right? Because we want to trade for the whole year or maybe 2 years. So only thing that is required to be adjusted is in here. That is the margin configuration. This is the most important thing. So just open and go here. And here you can see these are the 7 margin calls that we have. Okay. And by default, the good news is by default, Royalq gives you the best strategy. The best strategy. This is called double up. Double up strategy. Why it is called double up? Because if you see here the first call, if you see the right side, this is called multiple buying ratio. Actually, this page is, we have 2 parameters here. First is the margin call drop, means how much drop you want to cover in the market, how much market drop you want to cover. And this is a multiple buy-in ratio, that how many times of your first buy you want to buy at every call. I hope you know it also before, right? So this is called the double up strategy. Why? Because every next time you are buying just double of what you bought before. 2 into 2 is 4. 4 into 2 is 8. So third call you will take 8 times. In the same way, 16 times. That is double of 8. So this is called double up strategy. So actually you are buying, what actually you are buying? You are buying 2 times into your first buy. And I just told you what is the first buy. It is 0.0002. 0002. Don't forget it. This is most important to calculate, right? So you are buying 2 times from the starting, and every time you are buying double. So that is why this is called double up strategy. So if you want to calculate how much is my capital, just add all this side, the right, and you will be able to calculate how much capital do you require. But before that, before we go into calculation, we must also focus on the margin call drop. How much margin call drop do we want to cover in the BTC market? So if you see here, and if you come here for the first time, you won't see these figures. Maybe you can see 3.5 here, or 4.5 here, or 5.2 here. You will see these figures, right? So if you want to use the default figures which you see, the total, if you add up all these, the default setting, it gives you around 47 market drop. It gives you around 47 market drop. This is the default market drop, right? But according to our advice, what we want to advise you, already Bitcoin has seen more than 50% drop in the market in the last year, right? We all know market has already dropped from 69,000 to 23,000. It has touched 15,000 also, but it has already seen a lot of market drop. So we don't expect again it can beyond 40 or 50%. Maybe it can drop 10% or 20%, maybe 25%. To be on a safe side, just you need to cover at least 30% of the market drop. That will be sufficient. Okay, so just focus and adjust these figures, and the total of all the 7 percentages should be 30% almost, right? So if you want to cover 30%, you can do like this: 1 plus second call 1%, third call 2%, then 2%, then so on, right? So this is not accurate, but you can do it yourself. Maybe you can change it. And when you total all these, the total should be around 30%. 30%, right? You can do it yourself. Maybe you can do one. Sorry. Let me share again. Let me share again. So the margin call drop you can do. Maybe you can use this setting, or you can change it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if you add all these, you will get 28%, or you can increase it to 30%, right? This is not very important, but you must cover at least 30%. The important thing is how you can accumulate your capital, and you can allocate. For that, you need to do. You should use this default setting. You see here 2, 4, 2 times, 4 times, 8 times, 16 times, 34, 64, and the last one is 128. So if you add up all these figures, you will get a total amount how many times the robot will buy for you. For that, we need to go to the calculator, right? So let us go to the calculator now. Let me take you to the calculator, and then we will see how we can adjust our capital. I hope you can see my calculator now. So what I will do, I will add up all the 7 calls, the times the robot will buy. 4, 2 plus 4, then 8, then keep on doubling because it is a double up strategy. Then after 8, the double is 16. Double of 16 is 32. Then 64. Then the last call is 128. Right? So these are the 7 margin calls. So what the total we get? We get a 254. So this is not complete, because don't forget to add 1 in the last, because before the robot start to buy the margin call, before the first margin call, it has already bought the first buy, and it was one time, right? So actually you are going to buy 255 times. This is not capital. Don't misunderstand. This is the times it will buy of your first buy amount. Now let me ask you, if you are focused and attentive, what was the first buy amount? Can anybody tell me what was the first buy in amount? I'm reading your chat. What was the first buy in amount that we put in the first parameter? Who's the first one to reply? Yes, happy. The coach Julius is recording the session, and it is also streaming live, I believe, on the Crypto Ambassador channel. So you can go to Crypto Ambassador and you can see the recording later, right? Okay, so all of you are attentive, and the first one to reply is Wealthy Queen. Congratulations, Wealthy Queen. You just won the first prize, and your answer is correct. The first buy is 0.0002. So I can see a lot of people are listening to me. That is very good. Wonderful. Wonderful. So we will multiply this with the first buy, that is 0.0002. So the actual capital that you need to start this trade and finish this trade and keep on running this trade is 0.051 BTC. It is not USDT yet. It is BTC. The quantity of BTC you need. So if you have this amount of BTC, you can start this trade and you don't have to change anything. The default setting is given. It is the best setting, double up. So how much capital is required in USDT? If someone wants to know, just multiply it with the current price of BTC. What is the current price of BTC? Can anybody reply in the chat? I'm not going to the market right now. Can anybody do me this favor? What is the current price of BTC that you see right now? Right now. It can change anytime. Just what is the right now current price of BTC? Who's the first one to reply? Who's the first one? What is the current price of BTC right now? Is anybody telling me, or should I go to the market myself? What is the current price? Okay. Miss Rona is replying 23,742. Okay. Do we have any other answers? What is the current price? What is the current price right now and BTC? How much is the BTC right now? Is it 23,000? Is it 23,000? Or 24? Or in between? 23,700 around, you can say. Okay. So let us take 23,700 as a round figure. And sorry. So that was 0.051. This was the BTC we have. And we multiplied with the current price, as you told, 23,100. Just take round figure. And the actual amount of BTC required is around 1,200 USDT. So this is the actual amount of capital you require in USDT. If you have 1,200 USDT in your spot wallet, go and buy BTC at the current price, and you will get your BTC. If I divide it with 23,700, I will go and buy BTC. I will get this amount of BTC. So this is the actual amount that you want to start. 1,200 USDT. It is sufficient. So is it more or is it less? I hope it is not a huge capital. 1,000 or 1,200 USDT. 23,700. I hope this is not a big capital. But still, if someone says, I don't have such amount of capital, I have a little capital, can I go and trade using some other strategy? Yes, you can. Let us take you to the next strategy. The second best one, which requires a little amount of capital, something less than 1,200. And this is called Fibonacci strategy. I will write FIB. That stands for Fibonacci. This is not as strong as the double up strategy. What I mean by not as strong? Because if you are a good learner, in the previous sessions, previous trainings, you must have seen this thing, you must have learned this thing, that for the robot to work very fast and efficiently, you need the best strategy. And if you go for a weaker strategy, that will make the robot work slowly. The robot will not work slowly, but the trade will be executed slowly, because for the robot to trade efficiently and fastly, it needs to make the average price closer and closer to the current price. So the difference between these two is what we call a floating loss. I will not go into deep because that is a separate topic. But if these two prices are far away, then you will see some floating loss. But if we are able to bring these prices together very near to each other, then we can have a little floating loss, maybe less than 1%. Then the robot will work very fast because the market is fluctuating. Market is very volatile. So for it to close the trade, it needs to have a little floating loss, maybe less than 1%. Then you can think that the robot will work very fast. So the best strategy is that allows these two prices to become closer and closer to each other. That is called double up strategy that you see on the screen. But what is little weaker than this? The second best, that is called Fibonacci. And if you want to go below this, then I will give you one more strategies that is called plus one. So I will explain all these three. Let me start. So the second strategy that I'm going to give you is called Fibonacci. How it is designed? Write a 2 here. These will remain same, or maybe you can add one more margin call. You will add 8 margin calls now. So let us go to the previous page and change it. Change this one to margin call limit to 8. Okay. And then go to margin configuration. You see the 8 margin calls has been added, right? So this strategy can help you trade with 8 margin calls, right? This is called Fibonacci. How it is calculated? Write a 2 times here. Then instead of 4, write a 3 here. 3 here. Then add up these 2, the last 2 times, and write a 5 here. 2 plus 3 is 5. Then add up these 2, 3 plus 5, and write a 8 here. Okay. Then add up 5 plus 8. What is that? 13 here. And so on. What actually we are doing? We are adding last 2 margin calls and giving a third margin call. The total of what we bought in the previous 2 margin calls. Same way we are adding last 2 margin calls and giving it the third next margin call. So this is called Fibonacci. Actually, we are buying more every time, but the best one is double up because we are buying double of what we bought before. But Fibonacci is little less strong. It is not weak, but it is less strong as compared to the double up. So if we want to calculate how much is the total capital required, just add all the figures that I just changed. I'm not changing here. I will go to the calculator now for saving the time and just add up here. You can write it down. The 8 margin calls I'm giving you. 2 plus 3, then 2 plus 3 is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. Then the last two margin calls. 8 plus 5, that is that 13. 13 plus 8, that is 21. 21 plus 13, that is 34. And 34 plus 21, what is that? 55. Okay. So these are the 8 margin calls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These are the 8 margin calls. And the total is 141. But don't forget to add 1 because that was the first one. So actually you are buying how many times? 142 times. But multiplied with into the first buy. First buy, it was 0.0002. Right? So the capital that you require in BTC, it is how much? 0.0284. So if we multiply it with the current price, we will get how much capital we need in USDT. And the current price, as you told, is $23,700. So the capital required for this strategy is just 673 USDT. This is USDT. Previous strategy, we need 1200 USDT. But now we need just around half of it. So if someone has more than $1,000, he can go for the best strategy, the double up. If he has around $600 or $700, he can trade with the Fibonacci. Right? I hope this is clear. Now the third best one, the weaker one. The weaker one. Don't go for the weaker one if you have a good capital, because when you compromise on the quality, you get poor trade, right? You must use the best strategy that is good for your capital, right? So I will give you another strategy that is called a +1. For that, you can increase this margin calls to up to 10 margin calls. Now we go to margin configuration and we see these are the 10 margin calls, right? So how it is designed, it is very simple. Anyone can do it. It is called +1. +1. So it is very simple. Start with 2, then add 1 every time. 2 + 1, 3, then 4, then 5, then 6, and so on. Just keep on adding 1 till you reach the 10th call. Okay. So you can adjust these also. You can adjust this side also, because you have not, previously you had 7 margin calls. Now you have 10 margin calls. So you can adjust it to reach at least 30%, or maybe now you can add 35% drop also, right? It is up to you. 30% is enough. So let us go to calculator again and calculate how much capital is required. If you have less than $600, for those people who say we have around $300 or $400, how can I trade the Fibonacci or plus or double up? You can trade on +1, right? So for that, just add up all the 10 calls. 2 + 3 + 4 + 5 + 6 + 7 + 8 + 9 + 10 and +11. So these are the 10 margin calls, and the total is 65 times. Now add 1 also, because that was the first buy. So actually the robot will buy for you 66 times of your first buy. What was that? 0002. So the amount of BTC you require, this is the amount of BTC you require, 0.132. And if you multiply it with the current price, you will get the USDT capital. So I will multiply it with 23,700. That is the current price. And you get a wonderful strategy for $300. $300. All right. So if you have just $300, use the +1 strategy. If you have around $600, use the Fibonacci strategy. And if you have around $1,200, use the double up. That is the best one. This is good. This is better. This is good, but this is better. But this is the best one. Why I call it good, better, best? Because all are good, but this is the best one, double up. So if there are 3 people and they enter the same coin at the same time, and they use these 3 different strategies, this person will come out first. This person will come out first. This will come out second, and this will come out last. I hope you can understand now. But it all depends on your capital. It all depends on your capital. So if someone has not even $300, maybe someone says that I have just $100 or $200. So in the starting, someone asked, I remember someone asked that, give a strategy for $200. Okay. You can use this method. I am giving you a formula. You must write it down, because you will forget it. I'm just giving you a formula how you can calculate how many times you can buy and how many margin calls you can open. You can use it even if you have $100, even if you have $150 or $170. Don't ask me how much for every other capital, right? This is the same formula. So first thing you need to do, if you have suppose $200 or you have $100, just go and buy BTC with all the $200. How much BTC you will get? How much BTC you will get? You can calculate divided by the current price. The current price is 23,700. If you do it yourself, go to exchanger and buy the current price of BTC with all the $200 you have, you will get this amount of BTC inside your wallet. Now you can start the trade. So how much is the quantity of BTC? 0.0084. I will reduce the numbers to 0084. 0084. So this is the actual amount of BTC that you now have with your $200. This is $200 strategy, right? So what you do next, before you start, just calculate and design a strategy on a paper. Divide this with the first buy. Divide, this is the amount of BTC you have, right? This is the amount of BTC. Divide it with the first buy in amount. What is the first buy? Divided by 0.0002, because this is a minimum. You cannot go below this. So it will tell you how many times you can buy. This is the times, number of times you can open and buy, right? 42 times. But before starting, reduce one from it. Reduce one, subtract one from it. Why? Because this was the first buy, right? You remember? Before we start any margin call, we need to buy it once. So actually we can define margin calls up to 41 times. Okay. So this is the total number of times we can buy. Keep this in your mind. Keep an eye here, right? 41. You cannot buy more than 41 times according to your capital. Okay. So now let us start with a double up strategy. Double up. 2 plus 4 plus 8. This is the double up. Keep an eye here. Keep your eye here. This should not be more than 41. Okay. This is still below 41. So keep on adding double up. This is double up. What I am doing is double up. This is the best one. 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32. Now you see it is more than 41. So cancel the last one, the last buy, sorry. Let me start it again. 2 plus 4 plus 8 plus 16 plus 32. So this is more than 41. So cancel the last one. 32. I deleted. Now we have 30 times, right? And what we have left, 41. Out of 41, we have bought 30 times. So the remaining 11 times we can buy in the last call. So add 11 here. This is how you can design your margin call. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can go and buy 5, open 5 margin calls, 5 margin calls, and the total will be 41. And these are your margin calls for 200 strategy, $200 strategy. I hope this is clear. I hope this is clear. So these are the 5 margin calls. 5 margin calls, 2, 4, 8, 16, and 11. If you are smart, you can shift these. You can change this. Put 11 here and 16 here, so that it will be increasing order, right? After you bought the 3 margin calls, put 11 here, 4th margin call, and 5th margin call is 16. Or you can remain and as it is, right? So this is the double up strategy that allows you to buy 5 margin calls. And you can also go for the +1. Other ways you can go for the +1. +1 says 2 + 3 + 4. Because if you use +1, you can cover more margin calls. And this way you can cover more market drop. It is up to you. How many margin calls do you want? 2 + 3 + 4 + 5 + 6 + 7. Just keep your eye here. Keep your eye here. It should not be more than 41. +8 +9. This is more than 41 now. Okay. So what we need to do, we can reduce 3 from this. From the last margin call, reduce 3, or from the last 2 margin calls, we can reduce 3. Okay. So what we can edit, 6, 7, then again you buy 7 times. Then you buy, suppose 8 times. No, this should be 7. So what you can do, last 3 margin calls you can give 7 times. In this way you can open how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 margin calls you can open. Or if you're not greedy, you can do this also. Open 7 margin calls, and from here you can keep, if you add 10, no, that is not good. 8, 41 + 6. Last call you can give 14. You can do this also. These are the margin calls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 margin calls. If you don't go for 8 margin calls, you can open this way also, and 7 margin call. In the last margin call, you are doubling up. If you could double up in the last margin call, you will bring your average price closer to the current price by a single margin call. So this way also you can design. It is up to you. You just need to understand the logic, how to calculate according to your capital. I hope this is clear. If someone says I have $100, you can still trade divided by the current price. This is the amount of BTC you get, 0042. So if I calculate 0.0042 is my BTC. If you have this amount of BTC with $100, just $100 divided by the first buy, that is 0.0002, you will buy 21 times, but subtract 1 from it, you will buy 20 times after the first buy. So you can go for 2, 4, 8 and 16, but it is more than 21. So what you can do, 7 times here. Either you can go for 4 margin calls, or I should advise you buy with, you are just having $100, so you can use +1. That will be 2 + 3 + 4 + 5 + 6. Or you can make the last call 7. So this is how you can make it. I hope this is clear now. So this is how Royalq helps you to accumulate more and more of Bitcoin using this wonderful BTC market. And you can trade according to your capital using either of these 3 different strategies. That depends on your capital. If you have around $300, you can use +1. If you have around $600, you can trade with Fibonacci. If you have around $1,200, you can trade with double up. The better you trade, the more results you will see, and the lesser will be your floating loss. The weaker your strategy, the more will be your floating loss. I hope today's lesson was useful. Today's lesson was useful, and I don't have more time and more things to explain. So I think we can end here. If you have, unless you have some questions, quickly I will wait for another 2 minutes. If you have some questions, I am here to answer you, because I don't want you to leave any confusion in your mind. Okay, Mr. Samuel is asking, please, how would you know the first buy-in price? First buy-in price is already given in Royalq. Just as like you go to USDT market, you know that the Royalq gives you the minimum first buy is $15. In the same way, when you go to the BTC market and you open the trading page, it will already show you 0.0002. That is your minimum first buy. If you see something other, just go and type 0.0002. That is the minimum first buy you can open a trade in BTC market. I hope this is clear. Which will be the best coin to trade, since it's a cycle and little capital of 200 USDT? You can trade on any of the 6 coins, because we only have 6 coin in BTC market, and all are good because they have selected the best ones. Still, if you want, you can go for Ethereum oblique BTC. That is a good one. I am trading on Ethereum USD at Ethereum oblique BTC, because if I trade on the best coin, I should trade with the second best coin. This is the Ethereum is the second number 2 coin in the world that has the second highest market cap. Still, if you trade on any one of out of these 6, it doesn't matter, because you're not trading one shot. You are trading for at least 1 or 2 years. So you are trading for long term. So any coin can give you good result. And one thing I forgot to tell you, if you are trading with lesser capital than $300, you are actually trading with less margin calls. So if you are trading with less margin calls, you must trade on one shot. Don't go for cycle trade unless you have at least 7 margin calls. If you are trading less than 7 margin calls, don't go for cycle, because you cannot cover much market drop in the market with 5 or 4 margin calls, right? So if we have less than 7 margin calls, just trade on one shot, because in that way you can come out of the floating the trade anytime, and you can open another trade anytime, maybe from a different coin. How to buy Ethereum? It is the same way, sir. Sorry, Rona is asking. Same way you go to the Ethereum market, just like you go to the BTC market. Let me show you. If you go to the home page, if you go to the home page, I was talking in BTC market. You can go for, if you want to trade in Ethereum market, you can go to Ethereum and open any of these trades. But your purpose would be to accumulate Ethereum, not to accumulate BTC. So if you want to accumulate Ethereum, you can trade on this out of these any coin, and in the same way, you can open any. Suppose I open this Theta coin, and let me see what is the minimum first buy. If you don't know what is the minimum first buy or minimum anything, this is the default setting that they are giving you. 0.075 Ethereum. This is the default setting that you will see. This is the minimum first buy here, right? And in the same way, you can put and allocate your margin configuration according to your capital using the 3 different strategies, right? So this will help you to accumulate Ethereum, not BTC. Okay, this will help you to accumulate Ethereum. If you want to accumulate Ethereum, you can go for Ethereum market, or you can go to a BTC market if you want to accumulate BTC. Choice is yours. Both coins are good. If BTC is number 1 coin and Ethereum is the number 2 coin, we all know this. So let me quickly read any more questions if you have, or we can close. If you want to buy Ethereum, just like you buy any coin in your exchange, just go and buy that coin, BTC or Ethereum, in the exchange. Then go to Royalq and open the trade in the market. Which will give you more BTC, buying in Royalq or converting in exchange? I cannot understand. If you are buying in BTC in Royalq, you can buy if you open maybe 4 margin calls, 3 or 4 margin calls. So you can wait for a little time for it to buy all the 4 margin calls, and then you will have more BTC if you buy in the decreasing market, in the falling market. If the prices are falling, you can open 4 or 5 margin calls and buy all of them. Then you don't have to sell. After it has bought all the, it has consumed all the USDT that you have and bought all the BTC that it can. You just have to close the trade, pause the strategy, and you have now the BTC at the lowest price, right? In this way, the Royalq can help you to buy the BTC at the falling market. So maybe if you buy in one shot in exchange, then you will buy at the same price today. But if you see the market is going down, you can, only if the market is going down. I'm not talking when the market is going up. Then it is better then you buy at in one shot. I mean it in one go. You don't open margin calls. You just go to exchange and buy at the current price if the price is going up. If the prices are going down, then you can go for Royalq and open for 3 or 4 margin calls and buy with the falling market. That will give you more coins. Okay, someone is asking, can one edit a coin already running to cycle and increase the margin calls? Yes, sir. Anytime you can edit. Royalq is semi-automatic. It allows you to edit anything, anytime. Only if you are using the martingale strategy bot. If you are using the grid strategy, I'm afraid you will not be able to edit much of it. If you are trading on martingale strategy bot, it is fully customizable. You can edit anything, but you cannot change the coin, right? If you are asking to change the coin, if you are trading on a particular coin in BTC market and you want to switch to some other coin, first you have to sell it and then buy again with the USDT you got or BTC you have. So let me read any other questions which will give you, I've answered it. Can one edit a coin? I have answered. Which is the best coin to trade? I've answered. And what if I use double up to only 5 margin calls, but I try to make 30% drop? You can use it as you want, but if you have less margin calls, Miss Rona, I must make it clear. If you have less margin calls, what you do? Let me explain you, because you have a lot of questions. That is very good. But you must understand this thing. You are saying that I want to open 5 margin calls and I want to give 30% drop. With less margin calls, what you will do, just think of a ladder. Just think it like a ladder, and you want 30% in 5 ladders. So that will make the ladders too far. That will make ladders too far. Suppose this is 10%, then you will have a second margin call at 20%, then 30%, or maybe you will be able to have 5 margin calls. So you will be, if you divide it 30 by 5, you get 6% every margin call. You have 5 margin calls of 6%, right? So this is the first margin call, second, third, fourth, and fifth. I hope you understand. And every time you're giving a drop of 6%, you're giving a drop of 6%. So is it hard or is it easy? You must think. If you're climbing this ladder yourself, if you're climbing this ladder, and these, what you call it, I don't know, these ladders are too far, the distance is too far, you will not be able to climb very easily or very quickly. You will have to give at least 6% drop on every call. So if the market is moving like this and like this and this, it is dropping 1% in the whole day, you will not buy another call. If it is dropping 4% in one day or 3% in a day, the full day the robot will not buy a single call. If in the full day it has just dropped to 3 or 4% or 5%, it will keep on waiting till it reaches 6% level. So for that, what you need to do, you need to make these ladders closer and closer. And only way to make it closer, maybe you have 1% here and another 1% here and another 1% here, or maybe 2% here and 3% here. So you are just keeping the ladder closer so that the robot will be able to buy much quickly. But for this strategy, you need more margin calls. You cannot use this strategy for just 5 margin calls. So the minimum margin calls that you must have at least 7 margin calls or up to 10 margin calls. 7 to 10 is good enough if you want to cover 30% of the market cover. So either you will compromise in any of one thing. Sorry. If you have little capital, you will have to compromise on either of two things. Either you will be covering the market. If you are covering 30%, the percentage will be bigger, then the robot will be slow. Or if you want to make it close like this will be less. The 30% drop will be less if you are covering just 5 margin calls. So maybe you are giving 2%, 2%, 2% into 5 times. You are still covering 10% of the market drop. You will not be able to cover 30%. I hope you understand now. So either you have to compromise on the percentage drop in between distance between each ladder, each margin call, or you will be compromising in the total margin call drop. So only way to adjust it according to your capital is reduce the percentage of 10% or maybe 15% is good. If you have less margin calls, if you have less capital, suppose you have $200 or $100, you cannot cover more than 10 or 12 or 15% market drop, because you need to make these ladders closer. You make it to 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, like this. And if you total this, 9 plus 3, 9 in the 5, 5, 10, 14, 15. This is 15%. This is 15%. I hope you understand now. So if you have little capital, still you want the robot to trade for you very efficiently, reduce the margin calls to 4 or 5, reduce your total market drop cover to 10 to 15%, but don't give bigger percentage here. Otherwise you will be stuck in trade for very long time. And if you are using this way, then you can go for one shot, because you don't want that the market falls below 15% and you keep on waiting for the rest of your life. Just trade on one shot and let the robot trade these 5 margin calls. I hope you have understood now. And this was a very good question as you asked, because from your question, many other people also should have learned. Good. So if you have lesser capital, use the +1 strategy. This way you can add up 1 or 2 more margin calls and you can cover more market drop. Mr. Moffat is asking, can I trade more than one coin in the BTC market? Yes, you can, but it depends. All depends on your capital, how much capital you have. I just explained to you how much capital that you require in 3 different kinds of strategy. If you have more than $1,000, either you can do one thing, you can trade on one coin in double up strategy, or you can trade on 2 coins, one on +1 and one on Fibonacci. The total will be more than $1,000, right? It is up to you. But I must tell you, the best strategy, the strongest and the fastest strategy is double up. So if you have limited capital, suppose you have 1,000 or $1,200, instead of trading 2 coins on weaker strategies, trade one coin on the stronger strategy. That will help you to get frequent profits every day. If you are going for 2 coins, what is the use if both coins are stuck in floating loss and neither of them are giving you any profit? Instead, you should always think about, you should focus on quality more, right? Not the quantity. Focus on quality and increase your capital. You have this option to share the opportunity also. Share the Royalq and increase your capital. Or you can use the signal strategy that we are sending every day 3% signals. You can trade in USDT market, keep on increasing your capital and buy more BTC and trade more coins in BTC market. Okay, so I think today we are done. Today we are done. And as the time is most important, the most important wealth in the world, that is time. So let us take some action and do some good work and utilize our time, and see you in the next lesson, next session. Till then, have a great day. Keep on trading, keep on sharing, and keep on learning. Don't forget every day. Thank you and have a good day. Happy trading.